Yo, 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 yo. This your man, Counselor Reg, licensed counselor and coach, coming to you live again on in a moving location. You can see I'm back in the ride. So, at any rate, also I want to give a shout out to this little moniker here, Eat, Drink, and Change Lives, from one of the local establishments here, Cafe Momentum. And in their quest to help young men who had, or young people who took the wrong path, to get on the right path and give them some new job skills. So at any rate, what I want to talk about today is something that's kind of come up here in the last few days actually, and even earlier today, and that is 5 reasons that guys don't want to go to relationship counseling or coaching. 5 reasons. What are the top 5, or at least 5 ones that I've run into? 1, they don't want anyone telling them what to do. Oh, it's like, man, I'm a man. I got to figure it out. We get conditioned to think that. We get conditioned to think that this is what we're supposed to do. If we can't figure it out, then you ain't no kind of man, as my grandmother would say, or man. Or you ain't, like, as the old folks would say, you ain't no count. But we got to figure it out. That's what you're supposed to do. And unfortunately, it's unlike, some of these things, they're not like a tractor and try to figure out why that tractor ain't working, or some other type of machinery. This comes with some other levels of complexity. And one of the things is that we as counselors, again, when you don't want anybody to tell you what to do, you think that somebody in counseling and coaching will be telling you what to do. And we don't. That's the thing. We don't tell you what to do. That's your life. What we try to do, though, is provide insight and perspective on your situation. Now, what that is based on is years of experience, education, or additional training that we may have taken in those areas, especially if you're specializing in certain areas. Like in this case, it could be couples, and that's a specialty, one of the specialties. Then you may have taken some other types of trainings and whatnot around that to be able to help bring some additional oomph to the situation. So you can have some more insight as well. Why am I doing what I'm doing? Or why are my situations turning out the way they are? And you probably don't have a clue, but we may. And they'll be able to help you out. Next one is not ready to change. Not ready to change. See, we may not see the need to change. First of all, change starts as 5 stages of change, and one of them starts with the fact that pre-contemplation. That means I'm thinking about change. I haven't changed yet, but I'm just thinking about it. Not quite ready yet, but I'm thinking about it. In some of these cases, people may not be thinking about it. Or they maybe say, hey, you know what? Things going all right to me. Shoot, I need to change. It's her. She the one crying. That kind of thing. She got to, she's the one with the issues. I'm not the one that's doing that. So, the one that needs to change is her. She got to stop all that crying. That's what some people are thinking. But we haven't thought about some of our roles that we could be playing in context of that. Now, when it comes to some of these situations, it's not just one side. So that's the other part. It's not just the male side. It's 2 people in that situation. And I can, guarantee you that they're both influencing it to some degree or another. Not only positively, but also negatively. And then sometimes you may think about no need to change because, man, I'm getting my supper and my sex. So we good, Playboy. So, you're thinking about it. Come on. Because some of that's going to play out sometime soon. It keeps going. And then you'll be saying like, oh, man, what happened? Now I'm going to start thinking about, well, I need to go get, find out what Lolita's doing, Shirley's doing, because I'm not getting that necessarily here. All right. So now here's the next one. I don't want to change. Not that, the other one is that I'm not ready. I don't want to. I'm just flat out saying, screw it. I ain't going to do it. And part of the reason could be like, you could feel as though that, man, I may lose my grip. I may lose my influence on the situation. I think I kind of got this under wraps. I can kind of keep it going. I can just tune some of the stuff out that she be saying half the time. I can tune that out. I know that she is saying half the time. I know she be is not really the correct sentence structure, the correct verb to be using there. So just want to let y'all know I knows the King's English. And then some may be thinking, well, you know what? If I do that, then she'll have the power. And we can't have that, Playboy. We can't go around like that. I can't be giving up my power. And it's not necessarily about power. You can have shared power. It could be, it's not, each relationship is unique and different. It's not necessarily everything's going to be 50-50 in everything one does, but it's what seems right and fair for you two. That's the discussion, and that's some of the skills and things we have to give and help provide perspective of. It takes effort, and I don't feel like I want to do it. It sounds like work. So we don't want to work and do the extra effort because, man, why? Because then I can maybe lose my power or lose my grip or whatever, my influence, and it's going to take a lot of work. No, actually, it may not take much work. And as a matter of fact, the next thing I'm going to say is that sometimes we think we have to make wholesale changes when we only have to make edits. Let me say that one more again. We don't have to make wholesale changes often. We just have to make a few edits. So think about this. Say if you ever did a paper or anything or some schoolwork and you did something for some of y'all, it may not be the case, but some, for sure, that maybe wrote some sort of paper or whatever the case might be. And the teacher came back and they had some marks on it, but it was more like, okay, get some punctuation situations, maybe sentence structure, things of that nature. But they didn't tell you just to scrap it. Oh, they don't make sense. And this is get rid of it and toss it out. No, they just had you make a few edits. And that's what we're talking about. Not necessarily wholesale changes. Now the next one, these next two, one, fear. Oh my God. I know you are saying, boy, I ain't never scared. I ain't never scared. I know you talk about that fear. Okay, let's just say another thing. Let's just say another way, I should say. Anxiety, maybe. I know some of you pushing back on that too. I ain't anxious for nothing. Well, first of all, let's talk about then what it could show up as. Maybe we showing up where you want to slow walk some stuff, where some stuff you're supposed to be doing this or that, but we're not doing it. We're supposed to go to this class. Could be something at church, and you slow walk. I ain't got time. You say you want to read the book together or something. Man, I don't want to do it, man. I got to work a lot, man. I'm tired, but I sit around and watch the game, but I ain't got to do that. We just give up all kinds of excuses around why we can't do something that we might need to do or being asked to do to try to grow in our relationship. So that's one of the ways, the key ways that we were talking about. Or we may start bringing things up like, oh, you always want to bring stuff up. And we start kind of giving what I call the old stiff arm and not really at owning up to the situation, try to talk through the situation, but just maybe start loud talking some things. Or just, as my grandmother would say, just start egging or ignore. I'm not trying to hear all that. We ain't got to do that. Ain't nothing wrong. I'm just go out to the garage or go out to the car or go for a ride. So those are some of the ways that sometimes fear and anxiousness can show up. Not every time that's the case, but sometimes that's, where it does show up, how it does show up. And would I be able to do any of these things, go through some of the stuff that I need to do from a coaching, counseling standpoint, and still feel like a man? And the answer is yes. Because we again, it's about the whole thing about, should I even need help? We have to get comfortable asking for help, especially when things are going off the rails. It's okay. The water's warm. It ain't that deep. Let's go get in it. So you still feel like you still be a man. And by the way, you may be thinking, or some could be thinking, well, what's so-and-so going to think about that? How they don't know? You going to tell them? I mean, do you tell them everything? You go tell them when you take a number 2 in the toilet? It means you ain't got to share everything. Even though we're in this whole social media age where people are sharing a lot, you ain't got to share everything. Or said another way, you do not have to share everything that goes on in your life. Some things we do need to keep and put boundaries around. All right, the last one is looking weak. Oh man, we cut muscle now. Some may be saying, well, I can't handle, you can't handle your woman if you got these situations, you got to go to counseling and stuff. You can't handle your woman, so you better get in check. Some of that old school mess. because I need help, and we talked about again, because we're conditioned to be self-sufficient. Sometimes you may be thinking about, if I'm the man, you need to do what I say. So that's me trying to put my definitely the foot down, and to be able to say, you should do what I say, just because I'm a man. But the question is, what else is there besides having testicles? What else that you're bringing in that denotes that you really have a firm grasp of what's going on, and different ways to handle it, and how to problem solve and work our way through situations, and have some decent conflict management skills at least? Yeah, thought that. Newsflash, not asking for help is looking weak. Not asking for help is looking weak. Just think about it. Just think about that left tackle that's playing in football, and he's out there on an island, and man, that guy's coming, bending around that corner at defensive end, and bam, he's sacking the quarterback. Well, you know what? He's not going to almost ask for some help a lot of times, but the coaches know what's going on, and they'll send somebody to chip him, the back to chip him, the tight end to stay in the block, or maybe the guard come around and hit him too, because we know this guy needs help. And maybe it's not his day in that particular situation with that particular matchup. It's not that he could be just totally garbage. Every person has their day. There is not their day. Every person has their day when it's not their day. So anyway, let's just wrap this up. Counseling, coaching can be good for men. Some men have turned on to it, jumped into it, such as myself. I liked it so much. I was a client, liked it so much. I kind of like bought the company, like the old commercial used to say. So I would just let guys know, hey, you know what? You're safe here. There's no judgment. You're not going to be made a fool or shamed or any way like that. So think about it. If you need help, proactively bring it up to your lady. She's gonna be kind of amazed as well, because it's like, okay, because it's gonna show that, you know what, you're invested. You want it to work, and you want both you guys to learn some new stuff, new skills that you may not have learned before. All right, this is your man, Counselor Reg. Do what I gotta. We'll talk to you later. Again, hit like and subscribe, share it with somebody, because you know somebody needs it. Peace.